Alright, so I'm a little pissed that I just did this on the camera setting instead of the video recording setting, so I have to do this video again. But, sorry, my voice is a little raspy. I've had a very wonderful sinus infection lately, and I'm trying to get over that, so. I had a comment on my alien deck profile. I don't remember your name right now, dude. I'm sorry, but, I'm doing this video just for you and anybody else who wants to watch it. I'm doing an alien loop deck, just kind of walking you guys through the loops you can do with this deck and the other little combos that the deck is made to do. This is not a complete build of my post-Tachyon build. I'm kind of working on it still, so bear with me here. But, you know, I've changed the build up significantly. If you can't, you know, just look at it and tell already. You see shock troopers and rescue rabbits, you know some shit's going down. So, I'm going to jump right into this. I do have a little bit of a teaser for you guys, though, as I was going through my deck boxes. My deck's not in the deck box. The deck is over here. I have a little spoiler for the next big deck profile for you guys, and I'm going to make it kind of cryptic. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I think I'll make it a little more obvious. If that doesn't make it obvious, then you'll just have to wait for the video. Pardon my coughing. I am not feeling well, but I just felt like I had to do this right now while I had the time because I've been really busy with school and work lately, and that's why I haven't put up any videos, and I'm sorry. I said I was going to get right into this. Here I am talking my face off. Just another quick little disclaimer. I'm running out of the ability to just piece random decks together and profile them for you guys anymore. So unless, you know, people want to donate things, which I don't see happening because I don't feel like I'm that cool. But um, unless I can, you know, get off my butt, do it on Dev Pro, which, you know, I like to have the actual cards in front of me. It's my thing. I don't like the online stuff as much unless I'm testing one deck that I'm gonna be building regardless. I like the other decks that I've played, but yeah. So if anything, you'll see a lot more videos after the end of July when I get a new phone, and it's gonna have a decent camera, and it's gonna be beautiful, and I can, you know, take videos at events, locals, and do deck profiles for people, and it'll just be kind of nice to have an actual YouTube channel instead of just me sitting here in my at my desk doing profiles and other random things. And I'm also gonna try and do like discussion videos. I mean, if you guys have topics you want me to talk about, feel free to comment something like that, because I'd love to, you know, have something to talk about instead of just like think of something out of nowhere and be like, oh, let me talk about how shitty gauntlet launcher is, or, you know, how awesome the new Draco set card is, because it means things you already know about. I like off the wall things too, but I mean, you know, if you guys ever want to have anything you want me to talk about, just drop me a line. You know how to get a hold of me on YouTube and stuff, comments. Anyway, let me get into this real quick. So we've got the alien deck. I went over this in my profile. You can go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description for anybody who doesn't have easy access to it. But I have changed this up. This is mostly the post-Tachyon build. You can see the shock troopers. You know, there's the continuous shit, the rescue rabbit. So, like I've said in the profile, the main card in this deck is Golgar. This guy right here, level 5 synchro, easy to make in the alien deck. But the thing that came out that made this more consistent is King of the Feral Imps. This card is a generic level 4, which means rescue rabbit time. You just go rescue rabbit, and you bring this out, and you detach, and you search out the ammonite, and you are already set up for your next turn, and it's great. So, I'm going to just go ahead and play through it for you guys real quick. There's two combos I want to go over, and just a quick kind of like ruling thing, because, you know, these things are confusing as shit. So, we're going to start out, say you've got this in hand, one of these guys in graveyard, and one or both of those in hand. So this is a pretty pro hand right here. This is the field setup right here. Your opponent, let's just say they don't have anything to respond, because it helps me get around this quicker. So you summon Ammonite, right? So what happens is effect, you target for cost the shock trooper in your graveyard, and then you can chain the effect of both of these cards from your hand because they have the same wording, as long as it's the last thing to happen. Was this being summoned? So you can chain the effect from your hand. You can resolve either one, whatever order you want. So you summon him, then he gets summoned, then his effect resolves, and then you get to bring him out. So what happens now is you have a pretty cool thing going on here. You can overlay into a rank 4, and then synchro into Armory Arm to protect that rank 4. So like if you're gonna go and do some crazy, like, Utopia shenanigans or whatever have you. Or you could, synchro for 9 and have a dog just chilling on the field, which I wouldn't really do myself, but depending on the field, Mistworm isn't always a bad idea. So there's that. It's just all about building the chain. Just remember that Ammonite's effect is mandatory, and then it has to be chain link 1. And it doesn't matter because these have to chain to him anyway. Just remember you have to chain them both from the hands, like activate, activate, and then they resolve, and then they're on the field. I'm going to get into the meat and bones of this video now. The big deal here. Here's your field. Okay? And let's just, for shit's sake, you've got a fiendish chain on something, and that's about it. Because anything else would be really, really situational, and you drew a lot of spells and traps, which you've probably lost by that point. So here's what happens. You've got these on the field, and you got that rescue rabbit, that young rescue rabbit in your hand. You're going to summon the rescue rabbit, banish for effect. You're going to bring out the 2 shock troopers from your deck. And then you're going to overlay them, or attack first, whatever you want to do. Overlay them into the King of the Fairy Limps. You detach for King of the Fairy Limps effect, and he's going to search out 1 reptile from your deck. That is pretty much always going to be the Ammonite. Why? Because you've detached an alien to the graveyard. Now, next turn, summon Ammonite, get your Shock Trooper back, go into Golgar, and then you can play these. I don't care when you play them as long as they get to go off and you're having fun, and it's all great. Sorry. So you're going to go in that. You're going to go into Golgar. You can activate Golgar's effect, right? You're going to bounce all 4 of these back to hand. Maybe 3 if the chain's attached to something important, but usually chain is fine. So you bounce them all back to hand. You put 4 counters. You can put them on him or him. Doesn't really matter. As long as the monster you're putting them on isn't going anywhere. And then what happens is you just play them all back on the field again. Now that you've got, idealistically, you want to have 4 counters sitting somewhere. So if your opponent's got face-ups, they've got a fiendish chain going on, or, something that makes your day even better. You don't have to have all these cards in the field. Fire Fists have a lot of fun with this. Oh, I love playing Fire Fists with this deck. I just bounce it. And then I'm just sitting there like have 3 synchros, 4 synchros on the field because they have so many things to bounce. And then this is funny. Sorry about that. So what happens is you have 4 counters on the field now. You spend them whatever way you want. You can spend them off of Ancient Ruins and Ancient Ruins to bring these 2 back from the graveyard and synchro into another Golgar. And then you can bounce these 3 back to your hand. Have 3 counters on the field with which you can use the Golgars to bounce, or not to bounce, to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field that you don't like. Or, if you just happen... I mean, it's better to plan it out. I would never go more than 4 cards to bounce for counters unless you're sure that you can have enough to bring out another synchro after that second Golgar, because if you've got that many, then you've got an OTK going on, and it's funny. So that's that. And then after that, you've got 3 counters. Generally, I'm just with this field. I'm going with this field right now. You have 3 counters. You just pop a card after you've made your second Golgar. And then you've got another Golgar. Look at that. Or you've made a Catastor. I like Catastor. He's cool too. So, at that point, calling on the situation. I don't run rank 5s, but you have the option to. Definitely wouldn't do it my own self. But at that point, you've got a Golgar, another level 5 synchro, and if you played it perfectly, you have 2 Golgars and another level 5 synchro. But that's really situational, and that means you would just bounce these 3 and probably another card somewhere on the field, and then make another Golgar with these cards, the counters, and then you've got the Fairy Limps on the field, and you've got things stopping your opponent from attacking. You've got answers next turn. There's also Call the Haunted in here. I just chose Phoenix Chain because it's Phoenix Chain and it was on top. So that's basically the loop. It's just basically constantly using Golgar and Code Ancient Ruins to pump out more monsters and synchro and do crazy things. If you happen to get your Ammonite banished or something, and if you want next turn, you can just do a search again, so you have 2 Shock Troopers or whatever. And then you can just, bring back the 2 Shock Troopers, go into rank 4. They are reptiles. That doesn't do you a whole lot. So I think that about covers it. If you guys have any more things to ask me, go ahead. I'm more than happy to help you guys out with these kinds of things, because I know the underplayed decks, not many people understand them as much, or they just have questions, or they want to see how it works. I'd be happy to show you guys these kinds of things when I do profiles, because I have the cards. Except the relinquished deck, I kind of scrapped that because I didn't play it anymore. It was fun while it lasted, but then the dragons came out, and I was just kind of like, well, this isn't happening anymore. So that's that. Hopefully, when I'm not sick anymore, I'm going to start putting up the other two profiles I'm promising you guys. I want to do post-Tachyon Aliens, post-Tachyon Evil Swarms, and that one mystery deck that I told you guys about, which you probably already know what it is. And anybody who knows me already knows what it is, because I finally got the third card that I need. My buddy's going to give it to me soon, so I'm signing out for the night. My throat's starting to hurt a lot. Like I said, if you guys have anything you want me to talk about, just, to talk about, drop me a line. It'd be cool to, get some user input. I mean, this is already a response to user input. Obviously, I'm going to do that kind of thing. But, yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. I'll come up with a catchphrase sooner or later. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.